All right, folks, President Donald J. Trump just confirmed it. This Social Security payment schedule for September is locked in. But folks, this is not business as usual. This is a reset. Now, first of all, I do actually have some very good news for you guys. I hope that you guys are ready for some good news. Drop a yes if you're okay with some good news. For the first time in decades, DOGE, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, has stepped in and flipped the Social Security system on its head. Payments are confirmed, yes, but the rules of the game just changed. Now, some of you are going to see 2 checks hit your account early. Others could wake up to find half of your money gone overnight because of overpayment clawbacks. Now, my question to you is that fair, or is this the price of cleaning up a system that's been broken for years? Now, I do have some information, lots of information that I need to give to you guys today. You may want to grab a pen and paper to write this down, maybe a note app on your phone. But here's the kicker. On top of all of this, talk of new stimulus checks is heating up again. President Trump's team is floating the idea of $600 rebate payments funded by tariffs, while Congress is juggling expansion bills that could put thousands more dollars in seniors' pockets. Could relief be closer than anyone thought? Well, I'm going to walk you through basically the exact dates. I'm going to walk you through the exact dates that you're going to be paid in September 1st. We're going to talk about the shocking truth that is related to the double payments versus the cutoffs. And of course, the bills in Congress right now that could put up to $2,400 more in your pocket this year. Would anyone be okay with an extra $2,400 put back in your pocket this year? Say yes. Drop a $2,400 in the comments down below, guys. President Trump says tariff revenues are overflowing. And if that money gets funneled back to you in the form of stimulus, well, it could change everything. Now, stay tuned, guys, because I have the answer for you. Now, this is the huge change that millions of Americans have been waiting for. But I promise you, by the end of today's video, you're going to have to make a choice, really. Is this reset justice for hardworking Americans, or is it punishment for the people who are left behind? Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, share this video, because what I'm going to reveal, this is going to hit your wallet directly. So let's not waste any time here. All right, so today we're not talking about some future maybe or a rumor that's floating around. We're talking about reality. Confirmed under President Donald J. Trump, the Social Security payments for September are official. They're locked in. You will get your check. But here's the twist. This isn't the same Social Security system that we've known for years. This isn't business as usual. In fact, there's quite a bit of change here. So this is a reset from the inside out. Now, for decades, Washington politicians, they let the system decay. Endless phone wait times, checks delayed, maybe even lost, overpayments never tracked, fraud slipping through the cracks. It was total chaos. Many of you guys have experienced this, and if you have, let me know. Now, seniors, they already paid the price, but now that era is over. Trump and DOGE, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, they're running the show. And so, folks, they are doing what no one thought was possible. They're tightening the screws on Social Security, and they're forcing it to work for the people who actually paid into it. Now, I know Elon Musk, he stepped away a couple months ago, but it's still Elon Musk's baby, okay? And so now I know this sounds great on paper, but here's where the real situation begins, okay? Because when you reset something that's this big, like Social Security, there are some winners. And of course, there are some losers. Now, some Americans, they're about to see double payments hit their bank accounts. Others could see their checks cut in half over something called overpayments. You may have heard of these overpayments. And so this really raises that million-dollar question. Is this justice for hardworking Americans, or is it really punishment for people who are caught in the system's mess? Y'all let me know. Y'all be the judge, okay? Now, I want to walk you through what all of this means for you in September, because while this reset has essentially changed the way that the system works, the calendar of payments is still the lifeline. So here's how it breaks down. If your birthday, and shout out to anyone who has a birthday in September, okay? If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, your September Social Security payment will hit on Wednesday, September 10th. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, your check arrives on Wednesday, September 17th. And if you were born on the 21st through the end of the month, you're going to be paid on Wednesday, September 24th. Now, that's not the whole story. There's also these special categories and these people who are watching September 3rd. Who are they? Americans who started collecting Social Security before 1997. Anybody start collecting Social Security before 1997 watching the show right now? Well, people who are on both Social Security and SSI, seniors whose states are paying their Medicare premiums, and thousands of Americans that are living outside the United States. For them, September 3rd is payday. On the surface, I know it probably looks like the same schedule that we've known for years, but do not be fooled by this. This isn't the old broken Social Security calendar. Under President Trump and DOGE's reset, everything behind the scenes has changed. The rules are tighter, the enforcement is stronger, oversight is sharper. This isn't just about, hoping your check shows up anymore. It's about certainty. So if you qualify, you get it confirmed. But if the system says you don't, if they find an error or an overpayment, they're going to cut you off faster than ever before. Let me repeat, they will cut you off faster than ever before. So pay attention, folks, because I don't want anyone getting cut off, okay? This is the reality of this reset. The payments are confirmed, yes, but the way that the system decides who gets what has been completely rewired. And so when you see that as fairness, well, let me rephrase. Whether you see this as fairness or punishment, that's going to depend on where you stand. Now, y'all let me know if you think that this is fair or is this punishment. Here's a question. More importantly, here's the problem with Medicare plans. They expire quietly. Benefits shift, networks change, formulas update, and by the time you realize it, the new year has already started and you're stuck with a plan that doesn't serve you. This is why I partner with Chapter. They don't just look at your plan today, they also have the software and the technology and the experience because they're experts so that they can anticipate what's going to come tomorrow. They're very helpful and very kind advisors. They study these changes, and so they make sure to prepare you so that you don't get trapped. One of our viewers left me a very kind message the other day. She said, I had no idea my plan had changed until Chapter pointed it out to me. And then they fixed it. Guys, this is how powerful it can be. So ask yourself this. Do you want to find out the changes now while you can still act and actually fix the changes? Or do you want to wait until after it's too late? Well, most people, they're not taking chances. And so this is why most people are already calling the phone number on the bottom of your screen right now so that they don't get screwed over. Phone number is down below, 909-563-8279, or you could visit them at askchapter.org/Ron. It's totally free. They will never ask you to pay for anything. And yeah, it's just a complete free service for the Ron Yates community. So anyway, here's where things really heat up for you, okay? And this is the double payment twist. Now, if you're on Social Security, more importantly, if you're on SSI, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, guys. You already received your regular payment on August the 1st, but here's the catch. Because September 1st falls on Labor Day, the Social Security Administration pushed the September payment out early on August the 29th. Okay, so this means some Americans right now today are holding two checks before the month even begins. Two separate payments in their account. This is a cushion, this is a head start, but call it what you want. I know it's going to feel like a win, and that should feel good, but here's where the tension is about to explode. While some people are breathing a sigh of relief, others, they're not getting any bonus at all. In fact, some Americans are about to see their checks cut back, not because they did anything wrong, but just simply because the system says that they owe money. So I want you to ask yourself, is this fair that one group walks away with two checks in hand while another group is stuck arguing over why their payment is suddenly smaller? Is this balance, or is this a system that's creating new winners and losers? Y'all let me know. So that's the double payment story. Now, I have a handful more to get to you guys, new stories, new information, new updates that I want to share with you guys, but it does force the question, does the reset fix the system, or does it make the divide even sharper? Now, let's move straight into what might be the most controversial part of this entire reset. This is the overpayment crackdown. Some of you may have heard of it. President Trump, he made it crystal clear. The days of Social Security leaking billions of dollars are over. The system's sitting on $23 billion in overpayments. This is money that went out by mistake sometime years ago, and it never got recovered. And so now, under President Trump and DOGE's watch, that money is being clawed back. And so that's why we keep hearing the clawback phrase over and over and over again. So here's how this works, okay? If the system flags you for an overpayment, they don't just send you a letter and hope you respond. They take it from you right out of your check. Is that okay with you guys? For retirees and for SSDI recipients, that could mean 50% of your monthly benefit could literally disappear and vanish overnight until their so-called debt is paid off. Now, if you're on SSI, they could dock you 10% from your check each month until it's settled. So let me give you an example that kind of rattled people from coast to coast. A 23-year-old American never even realized that they had received Social Security benefits as a child. It was tied to their parents' record. The payments should have stopped years ago, but but they didn't. The system missed it. And so now that young adult just got hit with a notice saying that they owe $14,000. Now think about that, guys. A mistake buried in the files of a massive bureaucracy like SSA, and now the burden is dumped on this individual. Is that fair? This is the heart of the situation here, guys. So on the one side, you got President Trump and DOGE saying we have to protect the trust fund, which makes sense, right? We have to protect it. Otherwise, it's not going to be there for anybody. Every dollar wasted is a dollar that doesn't go to seniors who earned it. So that's not fair, right? But on the other side, you got everyday Americans who are being punished for errors that they never caused. Is that fair? So what do you call it? Is it justice? Is it cruelty? Is it cleaning up the system? Or is it punishing the very people who trusted it? So this is the overpayment crackdown in black and white so that everyone understands what's happening. There's a lot of misinformation out there that I wanted to help clear up. So I hope that this is very clear. Billions of dollars are being recovered, but the price is being paid by real people. That's the truth. So I do want to step back just for a second, because if you only look at the payment dates and the dollar amounts, you're missing the bigger picture. What's happening right now, it's not just bookkeeping. This is a full reset for Social Security. Now, for decades, the system was a complete joke. Lost checks, hours on hold. Half the time, the people who, the customer service people, they hang up on you by accident. That ever happened to you guys? You wait on hold forever only to get the phone line disconnected. Then you got to call back and wait another half an hour. Clerical errors that dragged on for years while families suffered. Overpayments piling up with no one noticing until it's too late. Fraud slipping through the cracks. It was a system that was patched together with duct tape and excuses. And so every president before Trump, they just kicked the can down the road, but not anymore. So under President Trump and Elon Musk's DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, Social Security is being ripped down to the studs, down to the frame, and they're rebuilding it. How? With AI-driven fraud detection. So with data audits that can catch in seconds what used to take human clerks months, maybe even years, maybe even never, with new oversight measures that are designed not to punish hardworking Americans, but to finally protect the trust fund and to make sure that your dollars go where they belong. So think about it. For the first time in decades, seniors don't have to worry or wonder if the system is asleep at the wheel. DOGE, let's be honest, DOGE is not perfect, okay? No system is perfect, but the intention is clear: fairness and efficiency. Now, Trump promised he would drain the swamp, didn't he? And what we're seeing now is the swamp inside the Social Security system being drained. No more loopholes, no more billions of dollars lost in error or abuse. This is time for accountability. It's modernization. It's a reset. And so here's another piece of this reset that a lot of Americans have been waiting for years. Immigrant eligibility protections. Okay. Now, for decades, the rumor mill said undocumented immigrants were draining Social Security, and that fear was real. People worried the system that they paid into during their entire working lives was being bled dry by people who didn't belong in the system. So here's the truth. Even before President Trump, there were layers of roadblocks, and it made it almost impossible for someone without legal status to even collect their benefits. But now, under this reset, the walls have been reinforced like never before. So President Trump and DOGE have tightened every channel. They've locked down every loophole, and they made one thing crystal clear. If you did not pay in, you don't get to take out, period. Can I get an amen for that, right? So this means that benefits are reserved for American workers, the people who showed up, the people who paid their taxes, they worked their jobs, they paid their FICA taxes, the FICA, whatever you want to call it. They kept this system alive. That's the way it's always supposed to be. And so now finally it's being enforced. Now, some are going to say, Ron, don't you think that's a little bit harsh? Others are going to say, Ron, I think it's long overdue. What do you say? I think there's no denying this. The Social Security reset, it has closed the door finally. And whether you cheer it or you hate it, this is the system now. Social Security belongs to the American people who built it. Yes or no? So now I want to get to the question that's burning inside millions of living rooms across America right now. Are we getting an increase? Now, where are you guys watching the show from? Are you in your living room? Are you in the car? Are you at work? Well, guys, here is the cold reality. When the big, beautiful bill passed earlier this year, half of America's seniors were left behind. Half of them, 50%, guys. So imagine working your entire life. You paid into Social Security for decades, and then on top of them telling you it's an entitlement program, then being told, oh, I'm sorry, this bill isn't for you. That stings, doesn't it? And people are rightfully angry. So don't think that the fight is over though, guys, because right now, as I speak, there are 4 live opportunities, count them 4, in Congress right now that could change the game for you before the end of 2025. Now, make sure you share this video with someone who's getting Social Security or is about to receive Social Security benefits. Number 1, guys, the $600 tariff rebate checks. President Trump has already signaled his support for this, which is very good news. President Trump already signaled his support. Tariff revenues are overflowing, more money than Washington ever projected from tariff revenue. And he's not talking about pocketing it or sending it overseas. He's talking about putting it back in your hands. Senator Josh Hawley has drafted the bill, and if the bill passes, those checks will look just like the pandemic stimulus, automatic payments, tariff rebate checks, whatever you want to call them, that go straight to retirees, disabled Americans, and families. Now, number two, the Social Security Expansion Act. This is the heavy hitter. If it passes, every senior and disability recipient would see a $2,400 boost this year. That's right, guys, $2,400 boost this year. That's real money. $200 a month is what it breaks down to. On top of that, it would raise the minimum benefit so that no American senior falls below 125% of the poverty line. Now, what do you guys think about that Social Security Expansion Act? Could anyone benefit from an extra $2,400 boost a year or this year? I mean, hello. I don't care how well off you are. I'm pretty sure most people will be okay with that. And everyone could benefit. I mean, heck, even if you're like really well off, you could just like give the extra $2,400 to like your grandkids or something, right? So on top of that, this would raise the minimum benefit so that no American senior falls below the 125% poverty line level. And that's about $19,560 a year. For millions living on less, that's definitely life-changing. Now, a lot of folks are saving quite a bit of money on Medicare going through Chapter. Chapter is a completely free service. I mentioned it earlier. I left the phone number down below in the description of this video. Go ahead and write that phone number down and send it to your friends. Text it to your friends, email your friends who are approaching age 65, because it's incredibly beneficial when you can tell a friend, hey, I called this number. They were super nice. It was free and they saved me a bunch of money. I think you should call them too, because you'll probably save some money too. I love when my friends send me like coupons to things that they know I like. Like, I don't know about you, but if I got like a coupon to my favorite restaurant or a coupon to my favorite pizza shop, I'd be really thankful. So anyway, just, you can send that phone number to your friends so that they can benefit too. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is reforming the COLA calculation. Now, for years, the cost of living adjustment hasn't matched reality. Politicians, they use these watered down formulas while seniors watch their groceries, their gas, their prescription costs skyrocket. Now, this reform, it would tie COLA to real senior expenses, meaning higher, fairer annual raises. Now, I want to be clear about this. None of these are laws yet, but optimism isn't dead, right? Far from it. We got bills in play. We have a president who has made it very clear that he wants Americans to feel the benefits of his tariff policies in a positive way. And it's very clear that momentum is building. So for the first time in a long time, you can actually see a path toward actual relief. Can I get an amen for that, right? So this kind of brings us straight back to the fairness question, because this reset, it's not clean cut. It's a little messy. So look at what we covered so far. Like, some SSI recipients got 2 checks in August, back to back, while others got nothing. Thousands are seeing 50% clawed back from their monthly benefits because of these overpayments that they didn't even know about it. Seniors, they got left out of this big, beautiful bill, and they're still waiting for their raise. Anybody raising their hand on that one? Anybody get left out of the big, beautiful bill that they were expecting a big raise from? Y'all let me know. And at the same time, while those got left out, they're watching other people benefit while they're being told to just sit tight. Wait your turn. So here's the hard truth. In Trump and DOGE's reset, there are some clear winners and there are some clear losers. Let's not mistake in that, right? The winners are the ones who are getting early payments, the ones who qualify for the tariff rebates or the expansion bumps if these bills pass, the ones who benefit from tighter oversight that ensures that their checks arrive on time and without fraud. But the losers, those are the Americans who got caught up in the overpayment dragnet, or those who worked their whole lives but were left out of the first round of increases. Now, this is where you have to make a judgment. Do you see this as justice, finally cleaning up the system, even if it hurts a few people along the way? Or do you see it as punishment? Is the system punishing people who trusted a broken system that failed them? This is the dividing line here in America right now, because some people are going to say Trump and DOGE are fixing the mess and they're protecting the trust fund. But other people, they're going to say, well, innocent seniors are being treated like criminals. So the question is very simple. Which side are you on? So here's where we stand on this, okay? The September Social Security payments are confirmed. The calendar is clear. The dates are set and the checks are going to land. But don't think for a second that this is business as usual, because this is a reset. Trump and DOGE have torn down the old sloppy bureaucratic system and they replaced it with something sharper, stricter, and more accountable. Now, for some people, that means earlier payments, cleaner deposits, and even the promise of future increases. Now, for other people, it means clawbacks, cutoffs, and tough medicine for mistakes made years ago. Bottom line is clear though. This Social Security is being restructured right before our very eyes. Tighter enforcement, cleaner eligibility, bills in Congress that could put hundreds, if not thousands more dollars in your pocket. And at the center of all of it, President Trump and DOGE are pushing for a system that actually serves the American people who built this thing. So some people are going to call this fairness. Some are going to call it punishment. But one thing is for sure, the reset is real. Payments are confirmed and the future of Social Security will never look the same again. So subscribe, share this video, and tell me in the comments, do you see this reset as the justice hardworking Americans deserve, or is this a punishment for people just trying to survive? I want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. Check out the video that's popping up on your screen right here, and I will see you guys on the other side.